All right, Derrick.
Hello, mate. You all right? Oh my God, my timing is awful for a drummer.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry,
you've been a busy man.
Yeah. Sorry, I was doing my radio show for my house. I was compiling all the tracks, and then I looked at the clock, and it said 2:10, and I went, "Oh no, I'm supposed to be at half 1."
we were starting to lose hope. We thought it was a lost cause, Derrick. So it's good to see you.
No.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, just pretty busy at the minute. I mean, like this weekend, I'm off. I'm sort of off. I've had the past couple of days off, and because I've been flat out all of last week and stuff, I've had two radio shows to do for my house.
Yeah.
When's your next one? Is that on tonight?
No, it's actually on Wednesday.
All right, cool, nice.
Yeah, it's on Wednesday. So what they've done, they've given me 2 slots. So they've given me a Wednesday and a Friday. But the show that I'm doing today is for Friday. And then
okay.
And then they'll repeat it on Wednesday afternoon.
Right.
You know, because originally I started out doing the My House stuff on a Wednesday afternoon. And then they wanted to move me to Friday, 5 till 7. Look, I don't mind doing Fridays, but I got to keep my Wednesday slot 3 till 5 because I've already got people following me on 3 till 5. So
yeah, definitely.
I didn't want to lose those people, so they said, okay, cool. So,
we've caught a couple of the shows. It's sounding really good. How long have you done that for, Derrick? How long have you played on there?
I've done that now for since March, I believe. Yeah, since March, just before lockdown.
Yeah,
was my first one.
You're busy doing something.
yeah, exactly.
How's your lockdown been going as well, Derrick?
Oh yeah, do you know what? I've been very lucky and very fortunate and blessed to be kept busy doing the show and also doing teaching as well regarding with the drums and stuff. I've been doing a couple of remixes as well. I've done some remixes and writing as well.
Okay, awesome.
I've been writing as well and releasing stuff and all that kind of.
Awesome, definitely a busy man.
Yeah, got to keep myself busy. I've got to keep myself busy. I am that kind of a person who, my girlfriend to tell you, my mum and dad to tell you that I'm just constantly. Right, what have I got to do today? Okay, right, I've got to do that today. Right, social media, there's this, that. There's always something going on. If there's something not going on, something's wrong.
Yeah, you've forgotten something.
yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, me and John were just talking about that there. The whole social media thing, it does take over the life a little bit. This constant promo, isn't it?
Yeah,
it needs to be done because it can fall away quite fast as well. You've got to be active or it falls away quite easily.
That's right. Yeah, you've got to find something to post, even if it's a throwback thing. You know what I mean? Throwback, whatever. Something from the past. And just a photo. You could put a nice little bit of wording under it. It just shows that you're in touch. Basically.
Yeah, that's right.
That follow you, basically. So I try to put something up. I don't know, once, twice a week or something, and then also the Facebook thing as well. I'm lucky. I've been very fortunate to have a really cool social media person, Steph, who works for Pixel Star Design, and she's just kind of she designed my website, and then she's gone into that whole kind of social media thing. So I just let her just run the whole thing. So she does it all. Yep. I just give her the content. She puts it out.
Well, that'd be a massive help, definitely.
Yeah, it's a good idea because it just saves me from doing it all the time. So the only thing is I've just got to keep on finding stuff as well.
So what direction you want to head in, Derrick? Where is it? What's the plans next? Is it more DJing, more of your own production then?
It's definitely, well, my first love is drums, without a doubt. Do you know what I mean? Drums, Jamiroquai, that whole thing. That is my thing. And it's because of that why I'm here. Do you know what I mean? So that is my first love, without a doubt. So that's number one. Definitely production and writing. which I've always been into from the very beginning, and the DJing thing, and also the DJ. So, but basically all three. I'm not going to go just directly into one just go one way.
Yeah.
I just want to do all three. Basically, okay. I want to do all of them because they're all connected.
Yeah, definitely, they're all intertwined, aren't they?
Yeah. So because of the musical connection, and try and keep the music in line with what I do, and what I've been brought up with, it gives me direction. It gives me.
How long have you been DJing for as well, Derrick? Is that something you've been doing for quite a long time?
Yeah, so the DJing thing started properly, I'd say in like 2015.
Right.
2015, 2016, I'd say, yeah. But I've been into it from when I was a kid, to be honestly. But I took it up properly, like as something that I could do kind of semi-pro, so to speak, I suppose. Semi-pro.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago, when I lived abroad for a bit. And then I got a couple of gigs in a club, a couple of cool clubs. I was in Warsaw, in Poland, and I got a couple of gigs over there,
nice,
which is great. And then when I came back here, I took it more seriously by arranging to do gigs in towns when we were touring. So I'd do the gigs with Jamiroquai and then go off and do DJ gigs. Play it after, and to play it like after show parties and things like that.
Super.
Time. So you really do like to keep busy, don't you, Derrick?
Yeah. It's got to be done.
Yeah, get some sleep into that schedule as well.
Sorry?
Get some sleep into that schedule as well.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I do manage to get some sleep. I'm actually sleeping better now than what I used to sleep, say 5-6 years ago.
Do you feel quite inspired with the recent kind of resurgence for the good funky disco music, Derrick? Do you notice a real change?
Yeah. Do you know what I was just saying just now that listening to the music that people are doing, a lot of people are rather than people how can I put it? Rather than people being influenced by it to write original material, they're just covering other people's tracks. Yeah. And some of them are not even covers. They're just literally just adding a hand clap and a kick drum. And then putting their name to it. Whereas, I couldn't even have the barefaced cheek to do that. I would have to be like, right, put my name to it. but then I'd have to put the actual artist name as well, You go down the right road. That's what you'd have to do, I just heard a track. We just heard a track by a band called Crown Heights Affair.
Right.
Body and Soul, and somebody's just done a version of it, and all they've done is literally just add kick drum, hand claps, and maybe just pulled it into time a bit in Logic or Pro Tools or whatever it is they're using.
Yeah.
And they've released it.
Yeah, there's some great music coming out, but there's also a lot of like cheeky edits that are a little bit not even much to it. It's a strange time in music, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't mind the resurgence at all because I play them. In all honesty, I actually play them.
Yeah.
And it also educates, dare I say, the younger generation. Do you know what I mean? So it educates the younger generation into the music that I used to listen to, that I still listen to now, but just in the 2020 now.
Yeah. I don't know, the edits thing is quite big right now, but I'm not sure how people are able to do that with getting samples cleared and things. I mean, they're pretty much just using the full track, Do
you know what? The funny thing is, I'll give you a funny story, is that somebody actually did an edit of Canned Heat.
Right.
Called it Jammed Heat. Do you know what I mean? Released it, and then of course, it got flagged up. Somebody brought it to my attention, and then of course it then got flagged up by, like the publishers, whatever, and then it was immediately taken down from, a reputable digital platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just taken down straight away because, I mean, there's no point in you doing stuff like that without getting the clearance. Because
the thing is, can't he as well? There's no point in doing anything else with that because it's perfect the way it is.
Well, exactly, and it was literally just a case of kick drum with a tambourine drone on the top, but everything else was exactly the same. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever.
I think it's like the social media, it's because everybody's constant content. So people think, I've not done anything right now, so I'll just put a kick drum over this. And there's it's that kind of fast-paced lifestyle. It's like, I need to do something, but before they know it, they're pretty much just ripping people off. You know what I mean? It's a strange time in music, isn't it? Really, and
it is a strange time.
Not even just putting out edits, but they're actually selling it as well, which is, to me, is just
that's the cheeky bit. That's the cheeky bit, I think, where people are selling it. They're actually selling it. You go,
yeah,
that's what I mean. I've got no idea how people can do that, but like sample clearance and stuff as well. Surely that's
that takes time. Yeah. That's what takes the time. Finding the writers or the publishers or whatever, and then doing the negotiations, and that all takes time, you see, and people don't have that patience anymore. They're just like, right, do it, chuck it out, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we just take it down. But that's but
I think a lot of our guests have said one main thing: try and be more original. They want the new producers to just take influence but progress it with new ideas, and I think hopefully people are catching on to that now.
Yeah, but I mean, I take a look when I do my stuff. I've just done this track with Joy Rose, and I've just taken an influence from 3 different tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all I've taken from those tracks are just the drums. Mm-hmm. I've taken the influence of the drums, not even no notation. Just the influence of the drums to create the groove, and then just done all the musical side myself. And then Joy and then I've given the track to Joy, and she's just done her thing, so it keeps I'm going to say 98% original, apart from the drum influence bit, But I think people, if they want to be producers, producing is one thing, but writing and to be a writer producer is a completely different thing.
Yep,
it's a completely different, and there's not many of us about.
Yeah,
to be honest, there's not many of us about. There's a lot of producers, there's a lot of mixers, programmers, but there's not a lot of producer writers.
Yeah. See, you're talking about the writing process there as well, Derek. What probably taking it to Jamiroquai here. What was the writing process like for you guys in Jamiroquai? Were you just kind of jamming and just trying out ideas and things? Talk us through how Jamiroquai with the writing process.
So with up until say the last album. The writing process was all of us in a studio, jamming out ideas, recording them, and then just mix and matching all the different ideas. But the direction of it was always being led by Jay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it gave it direction. So that was really good. So we knew what direction we wanted to go.
Yep.
The other thing is that we're all in. As a band, we're all into the same kind of music.
Yeah.
So all what we put into the pot is all coming from a similar inspirational thing. You know what I mean? It's all coming from a similar inspiration. From similar inspiration. And then what we put into the pot is then, like I said, is then directed. Is then the good bits are then taken out, and then it's directed, like led by Jay, which direction it should go.
Yep.
So hence you end up with the consistency in the music.
Yeah, that's it. That Jamiroquai sound, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it works. The last album was done mainly by Matt and Jay. Matt being the keyboard player, Matt Johnson. And then they were in the studio and they wrote the track, keyboard, vocals, and then Matt did some programming on the drums. And then I would come in and play my bit, my live bit.
Yeah.
Either with the programmed drums, that makes it like a hybrid track, or they just get rid of the programmed drums and then it just be my live drums on top. And same with the bass and things like that, But that's predominantly, that was the last album, but all the rest of the albums I've done like the way I said, where we all just go in the studio and jam it out. And I think we'll be going back to that to create the original sound again, which we know is us,
Yeah, definitely.
What I believe is us and what people love,
Is that a hint, Derek? Can we expect more Jamiroquai music? Is that a hint at something?
Oh, there'll be more. There'll definitely be more, without a doubt. but when, I don't know.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
It'll be soon. You know, I mean, because all the band members, we're all kind of writing and doing our own thing, as you well know. You know.
Yeah.
Or you know, we're all doing our own thing. Jay's just taking a break, you know, which he well deserves. He's been flat out for the past 5 years.
Yeah. Yep.
So now it's time for him to take a break, hang out, you know, get to know his family and stuff. And and then when he's ready, we're all ready to go. You know?
Charles, I was digging through the vaults. I'm a bit of a geek like this. Like, I keep my concert ticket stubs. I know this is really, really sad. I don't know if you can see that, can you?
I can't. Jamiroquai standing area.
September
2005.
That's going back. John, I think you were at that. John, did you come with us? I think you did.
I don't think I was at that one, no.
Kristen, the lads, that was a lads' night out. That was a hell of a night, that one.
I remember that one.
Yeah, do you remember that one, Derek? It was in Glasgow.
Yeah, the SECC, yeah, that was a good gig, actually.
I think that was a hell of a good gig. That was probably one of the first concerts I think I went to. I'm probably showing my age there, but that was one of the first ones when the young lads get let loose and we got to go for a night out. Yeah, I like to keep the tickets, and I was looking back through thinking how far back let's go, and that was there, so that's a bit of history right there.
Fantastic. Like you have to get and put them in a frame. You know,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll send it over. You can sign it for me, Derek.
Oh yeah, no problem. When we meet next time, absolutely.
Sounds like a plan.
I don't want to devalue it though.
No, it's all right. It's going to go on a bit off colour, but it survived. Somehow that survived. I lose everything else, but the ticket for concerts, I always seem to hang on to those somehow.
That's great. No, that's good. That's always good.
Put them in a frame, Paul. Put them all in a frame and put them on the wall.
Definitely. It's when you wake up the next morning after a concert and you're kind of feeling about your pockets thinking, oh, please God, say I've kept that ticket, and then you pull it out. That's a keeper, because you can't remember much else by the end of the night.
Well, it is one of those things. Once they've scanned it or kind of ripped the side tag bit off, you just put it in your pocket and then that's it, isn't it? Really? Just
that's it. Yeah, if the bouncer doesn't give us it back, I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
So Derek, we always like to take things back to the start as well. When we have guests on, can you maybe tell us a bit about how you actually get into music, like back at the start when you were learning to maybe play drums and things?
I got into music. Oh crikey! There we're going back a few years. Okay, so I actually got into music just by just picking up a pair of wooden hangers, really, and just kind of just tapping on the floor, you know what I mean, to music. I don't know if it made any sense, but I know it got on my mum's nerves.
It must have been good.
So that was a good thing. And then, you know, that's how I kind of started. That's the main kind of first noticing that I could, you know, play a rhythm, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I was about 6 or 7 then. After that, it wasn't until I was about 14, 15 maybe, 13, 14, a friend of my sister back in the day, he was a musician and organist, and he heard me playing to some reggae music. And I just used to sit down and play like for about 2-3 hours, you know, a day, just playing to like kind of Black Uhuru, Sly Dunbar, the Revolutionaries, all that kind of Bob Marley, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, do you know what? You can play you can hold a rhythm really well." I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I just play because I like
what
it."
Says.
Yeah. No. And then you know, he told me to come along to one of his rehearsals. So I went along to one of his rehearsals and played my first drum kit ever.
Right.
At his rehearsals, which was right-handed, so it was the opposite way round. So I would be playing. So the drummer played this way with the hi-hats on that side, and of course, when I got behind the kit, he goes, "Oh, you're left-handed, so we have to swap it round."
Right.
So then I just played the drums, you know, the right way, and then kind of that was the way I knew that I should be playing the drums. So that was like my first kind of getting into music. So to speak, you know, going to that rehearsal, that reggae rehearsal, was actually a good experience. And then not too long after that, I joined my first band, a band called Pure and Simple, which is a reggae band, with a friend of mine who was in my class at school, a girl called Toyin. And she did like kind of reggae, soul, lovers rock kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean? So back in the day. And, you know, we did gigs, all around London, really, festivals, some functions, private gigs. You know, it was good. It was good fun. It was really good fun. You know, but you know, I wanted to do more and stuff, and then the band split for whatever reason, one reason or another. And I just kind of carried on. I just carried on doing music. Toyin actually carried on doing her music as well. She's still singing like today. You know, she's got albums out and everything. So I think out of the band, it's only me and her that actually consistently kept going.
Yeah.
You know, we're the only ones that kept on going. So, you know, but then consequently, I've joined other bands. I joined a band called Transients. We did like jazz funk stuff, which then brought me onto Harvey Mason and Steve Gadd and all that kind of stuff, you know. And then eventually, you know, I got into that disco funk thing with like Clear and Johnny Hammond, all that kind of Patrice Rushen, Donald Byrd, all that kind of stuff, you know.
Iron Times.
Bloodstone, all those, you know, got into that kind of stuff. And then my style kind of developed from there. By then I was about, I don't know, 18, 20, 21.
Yep.
Like, and then I was starting to develop my style, my own style, so to speak. From there, really. And then joined, you know, just joined just different bands, doing sessions, joined a band called Candyland, which was indie dance. And then that was in 1985, 88.
Right.
I joined Candyland, and that was like an indie dance. So that would have been around the time of, what's the band that did You're Unbelievable? Remember that band? You're Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Who was it?
Who's the band again?
Yeah, that was.
I'm sure.
It was a late night last night. It's not working.
I was going to ask. What are they called? EMF? EMF, I think they're called.
We'll take it for it.
Something like that, anyway.
Yeah.
So they did it, and then that was my kind of first experience of doing dance.
Yeah.
Break, BE dance stuff, indie stuff, you know. And I got into dance music from then, from like 85, 84, 85. You know what I mean? Just did it, and then from since then I've just been into like that whole dance thing, and then always wanted to combine the two, the dance and the funk and everything. Yeah.
And
I've just stuck with it, you know, Got into
combination that works well.
Sorry?
It's a combination that works well.
It works, yeah. Dance, funk, soul, everything, you know, just try and combine it all together, you know, and never leave anything out, you know. I'm like, okay, well, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. So, you know, and I just could combine everything. And, you know, music is the type of thing where music is music, right? So it doesn't matter what style you do or what combination you do it in. Just accept music for music. It's a really good way of expressing. So,
brilliant.
Just accept it. You know,
awesome.
Cool.
We don't want
to go into music. And
we don't want to keep you.
Here I am.
Here I am. See you all day. I think about this. We don't want to keep you too much longer. I think you've got your radio show. I'm sure we could talk all about it, but no, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thanks for taking time out to have a chat with us.
No problem. You see, this is one of the reasons why, you know, that's why I was talking to you before, going, oh my gosh, I'm going to get it right. And then sure enough, typical Derrick McKenzie style, he looked at his watch and goes,
Funnily enough, you think a drummer would have good timing as well? You know?
Well, exactly. Typical drummer style. Your own little world, that kind of thing. just before you go, Derrick, just one last thing to ask you. Probably quite a hard question, this one, but what would you say is your favourite track with Jamiroquai, would you say, or your favourite album? What was the most enjoyable to be a part of, would you say, or album-wise? Synchronized is my favourite album.
Yep.
And my favourite track is, I'm going to say Soul Education.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Soul Education. And of course, you know, Cosmic Girl, because it's got that disco funk thing going on. So not because I was part of the writing process, but because I actually genuinely loved the track.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's good.
Like the track.
That's quite a difficult question to ask you, so I'm glad you came up with one or two at least there.
Yeah.
Well.
Not too obscure either.
No, thanks a lot, Derrick. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm sure I'll send the ticket over to you for your signature soon, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm sure. Where are you guys based? Where are you based?
We're up in Scotland, so I'm in Paisley and Paul's in Gourock. Just down
it's like Glasgow, basically.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, when I'm passing up, I'll give you a shout.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm to be passing up there.
No, take care, Derek. We'll catch up.
If I can get past the border.
Yeah. No, you're always welcome up here. You're always welcome up here.
Always welcome.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for having me, though, guys. Thanks so much. It's a real pleasure.
Brilliant. Keep up the great work, Derek. We'll chat to you soon, all right?
Fabulous. Take care, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.